Today I'm going freediving in the windiest city in the world, Wellington, New Zealand. The city's legendary winds are caused by its geographical position right in the roaring 40s wind belt. Sitting along the Cook Strait, westerly winds are funneled through a narrow gap between New Zealand's North and South Islands. At first glance, it doesn't look like the most inviting dive spot, but the locals say you can't beat Wellington on a good day, and I'd say that extends to the underwater world as well. The Taputeranga Marine Reserve, where we're diving today, experiences many different currents, mixing warm and cold water with nutrient-rich water from the bottom of the ocean, channeled to the surface by steep underwater canyons and a network of seamounts. The result of this is a thriving kelp forest and ecosystem, where many species live right at the edge of their ranges, and communities of sponges, anemones, fish, crustaceans and more take advantage of the fast-moving nutrient-rich water.
It's an essential part of the process, okay?
Hey look, it's Joel's car.
Oh, it is!
My friends Tanya and Joel joined us for this dive, which is great because Isaac and I, not the best at freediving. It's kind of glorified snorkeling, but Joel can actually freedive. As you first enter Taputeranga Marine Reserve, you're met with kelp swaying in the sunshine. While it might not look like much from above, once you dip below and start looking through the kelp, you start to see some cool stuff. Triple fins are cute little, sometimes colourful fish with triple fins. Around 130 species of triple fin have been identified worldwide, and they live in all waters, tropical, subtropical, temperate, subantarctic, and in the case of one species recorded from the Antarctic Peninsula, polar seas. But triple fins reach their greatest diversity and size in the New Zealand region, making them really unique around here. In the marine reserve, you'll see them everywhere. Perching on walls, hiding under kelp, darting from rock to rock. You just have to stop and look for a bit. Then another fish caught our eye. The banded wrasse. I absolutely love these guys. They're super friendly. And they come in different colours. These are both banded wrasse, but one's a male and one's a female. If you take the time to peek under rocks and crevices, you'll find these crayfish. And they're everywhere in the marine reserve. And they get pretty big. They're nocturnal, and they hide out in crevices and cracks during the day, and venture out into the open at night to hunt their favourite snacks. And here's Joel having a proper look around, because he can stay down for more than 5 seconds at a time. As we kept exploring the shallows of the marine reserve, we found carpets of these jewel anemones. These guys come in a rainbow of different colours. Like many other anemones, the jewel anemone can reproduce asexually by splitting, literally splitting in half. This leads to clusters of identically coloured clones and huge patchworks that join up. There are also lots of solitary anemones around, like the speckled camouflage anemone. This guy has sticky warts on its stem and it attaches rocks and shells to camouflage. We dip down into a few channels like these. When you look along the walls, they are just lined with anemones and all of these sponges and sea squirts. Sea sponges are some of the most diverse, abundant, and simple animals in the ocean. They're immobile, stuck to whatever surface they grow on, and they have no nervous system, digestive system, or circulatory system. A sponge instead gets everything it needs from ocean currents, which deliver food and oxygen as water flows through the sponge's body. It's a simple strategy, but it works. And these filter feeders have persisted over millions of years because of it. They also act as a sort of ocean canary, and you can tell when the water's no longer healthy when sponges begin to disappear. I saw a vibrant, almost neon blue, and it caught my eye. I dove down thinking it must be some kind of anemone or something bioluminescent, but it was actually just seaweed, an iridescent seaweed, and it doesn't get its colour from pigment. It has these iridescent colour shifts that are actually to do with its structure. It reflects light like a prism, giving it this iridescent sheen. Next we spotted some blue cod. This is the sign that we do for blue cod. This is Isaac's favourite fish, and probably one of mine too. They look so silly, and they just follow you around the rocky bottom. And despite the name, they're not a true cod. They're actually perch. These guys are also endemic to New Zealand, so they're found nowhere else in the world. Oh, there's another banded wrasse. This one's colourful. This guy looks like he's a breeding male. You can tell by his bright electric green colour. We started to head out a little deeper, and we spotted this blue moki. These guys can be pretty quick, and you'll often see them hoovering along the ground, sucking stones into their mouth before spitting them out. This is actually how they feed. They eat crabs, other crustaceans, shellfish, and worms, sucking them from the mud or rocks. As we got further out from shore, we began to see these huge walls of sea remu. There's always a lot of cool stuff if you take a closer look. Oh, there's a triple fin. And I can spot a Cook's turban snail as well. And a little banded wrasse tail poking out. There it is. Hey bud. Here I am asking where the nudibranchs are. We are constantly trying to find nudibranchs, which are just little disco sea slugs. Very exciting stuff. The viz was insane this day. And as you get deeper into the kelp forest, you can start to spot more fish, like these spotties milling about. We dipped down and saw this massive sponge, and quickly popped up to say hi to this gull, just sitting on a rock. We don't have any snacks for you, I'm sorry. We kept cruising along and saw some more blue moki friends. Coral reefs are absolutely beautiful with their vibrant colours and crystal clear water, but there's just something about the kelp forest that makes me feel a certain way. I mean, maybe I'm biased. This is my backyard, but I love it. We sent Joel down to look for eels and nudibranchs because we couldn't possibly get down that far for long enough to see anything. Thanks, Joel. He spotted a blue moki, who decided it was time to leave. But at a leisurely pace. The sun was starting to go down, so we headed out deeper and started to do a bit more searching through the kelp, mainly keeping an eye out for nudibranchs. The afternoon light was just so pretty on the swaying kelp in the current. Then we found something a bit weird in a crevice. We found a crayfish hanging out with a crab and a kinner or sea urchin. This is weird because crayfish eat crabs and sea urchins, but I guess they were chill. If you look above this crab, there's also jewel anemones, and to the left is a Cook's turban snail. We're all just friends here. It really just goes to show that you've really got to get in amongst the kelp, because look at all these anemones. They're having a party and you wouldn't have even known. Then we stumbled upon a crayfish just out in the open. These guys are nocturnal and they do come out in the open at night, but it wasn't quite night yet, so this was really cool to see. It was the first time I'd ever seen one just chillin'. And then nearby, we found a little cave just full to the brim with crayfish. Alongside a bunch of cold water communities, carpets of anemones, sponges, snails. But look at all those crayfish, that's insane. In the marine reserve, they grow pretty big and they don't have anything to fear from humans, so you tend to see a lot more of them at larger sizes. They are living, they are thriving, they are partying. And just look at all those anemones and cool sponges all around it. Look at this. These little filter feeders living their best lives. I went a bit further into the channels between the rocks. The currents were really strong, but I was hoping I'd find some cool stuff like this golf ball sponge. Some more triple fins around it. Little anemones. Oh, look at that guy. The walls were just absolutely covered with anemones and sponges, and I find this really unique about Wellington's biodiversity. I've been diving all over New Zealand and you don't tend to find communities like this up north. You'd have to go to the bottom of the South Island. I also found this massive speckled camouflage anemone, just waiting with its stinging nematocytes for something small to happen across it. This paua or abalone is also nocturnal, so like the crayfish, it hides in crevices during the day and then starts to come out to feed at night. When you start looking on the seaweed, you can even find ecosystems there, like this little snail. But also anemones like to hang out on here as well. And nudibranchs and bryozoans. Next, a butterfish came out through the kelp. It was just cruising and darting along. These guys are more timid than fish like blue cod or banded wrasse. Then a marblefish came out too. We were really starting to see some different fish species. It was getting close to time to end the dive. I dove down to have a look at this cool sea cucumber, hanging out with a cook's turban and a triple fin, and I saw a flash of blue. It was a tail, and when I looked between the rocks, I could see a massive conger eel hanging out, surrounded by anemones and other cold water communities. This is the first time I'd seen a conger eel. I didn't bother him for long, just said hi. These guys are nocturnal marine predators and can grow up to 2 meters in length and weigh over 20 kg. After a while, my battery was on 1%, so it was time to leave and head back to the others. Like and subscribe for more fun underwater and above water adventures. Thanks for watching.
Hi, it's Georgia. No.
Hi,
You're
it's
Tanya.
Georgia.
Hi, it's Georgia.
I'm Georgia.
I'm Georgia.
I'm Georgia.
Hi, it's Georgia.
Well, you guys
Hi,
don't
it's
get
Georgia.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we're doing a TikTok dance.